Let's move on to The Guardian. Cressida, and Sunak is trying to look tough at COP28. He's going for net zero F's given.
Sunak accused of retreating from global climate leadership at COP28. I feel like he's just had enough of everything, hasn't he? He's doing his best, but it's too late, Rishi. It's too late. So he's attracted cross-party criticism with the claim that climate politics is at breaking point. So he's making the case that Britain's already doing far more than everybody else, and just because he's slightly backed away from that, he thinks this is all deeply unfair. And of course, there's other people saying go faster, including King Charles. He'd like to see more of an effort on the green front, not less. And of course, Starmer's putting the boot in and saying that it shows that he's the smallness of his politics. So poor old Rishi. I don't know. We're still doing more than the others, is his claim.
Yeah, and he makes a really good point that in terms of like delaying the ban of petrol cars, no other leader has said, "Oh, come on," because they're all doing it in the same time period now.
Yeah.
When a cost of living crisis hits, maybe you do have to look at the way in which you bring in some green stuff. If you're going to bring in the cheap ones first.
Yeah, the idea of like getting rid of all petrol and diesel cars by whenever it was 2030 or 2035 or something.
Although that's not. I know everyone talks like that, but it was the ban on selling new ones that are petrol only. So you still have hybrid ones, which are basically petrol car. It's a petrol car, but you don't lose the energy when you brake.
But you're carrying an electric engine around with you as well.
Yeah,
that makes it a bit heavier. I mean, I just find there's so much hypocrisy with all the and so much corruption. So King Charles is all like, oh, we should be low carbon. It's like, why don't you be low carbon? You literally live in a palace. How about you live in a one-bedroom flat in Southwark, and other people we could let 200 families live in the palace instead. Think of the carbon savings, King Charles. I regret defending him over that racism thing now.
Didn't he once have a car that ran on wine, though? Back when he was Prince. He had
wine?
Yeah. Ethanol.
Yeah, he had spare wine could be converted to run the car.
Oh,
Who has Charles. Spare wine? That's the bigger issue.
That's not the way to win hearts and minds, is it?
And they're talking about climate reparations now as well, because of the Industrial Revolution. Apparently Britain owes lots of money to people because it was emitting carbon when they were all just, running around doing whatever. And I just think that's so we're gonna tax poor people in Britain and hand it to rich people in Africa and places like that. Then it's just going to get spent on Bentleys. So it's not going to reduce any carbon. There's going to be so much corruption. It's an absolute nonsense. And also, if we've got to feel bad about stuff that Britain did in the past, the bad stuff Britain did in the past, that means the flip side of that is we should feel proud about the good things that Britain did in the past and maybe ask for a dividend on all the inventions.
A little kickback. Why don't we copyright more of it? Or Scotland would be absolutely minted.
Amazing.
Invented everything, didn't it? Penicillin, TV.
Nobody have any more antibiotics till I say